Hello and welcome to my channel, The Purple Poncho. I'm Carolyn and today I'm going to show you how to make the corner to corner technique in the half double crochet stitch. This is made using the half double crochet stitch along with the basic chain. Thank you for being here and let's get crocheting. Today I'll be using Red Heart Super Saver in the color medium purple. I'm also using a size H crochet hook. To begin, make a slip knot and place it on your hook. We're going to start with a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going back to the third chain from our hook, place a half double crochet, and the next chain, half double crochet, and the next chain, half double, and that will complete row 1. We've got 3 half double crochets and a chain 2 space on the end. For row 2, begin by chain 5. There's 3. I like to grab that third one right there. 4, 5. And now I'm holding my third chain from the hook. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to just start right there in that third chain and place half double crochet right there. Half double in the next. And half double in the next. Okay, so now it looks very strange. So to continue, we're going to turn our work or flip our work. So grab onto your beginning cluster down here and turn it, flip it. Then line up your stitches and your hook is just going to automatically be set up to go right into that chain 2 space. We're going to do a slip stitch, so yarn over and pull through. And that connects your rows together, or your clusters together. And we need to make one more cluster, so chain 2, and put 3 half double in the chain 2 space. So 1, 2, and 3. So that completes row 2. So here's row 1 down here, and here's row 2. I'm going to do another row. Chain 5, so 1, 2, 3. I'm going to grab that third one. 4, 5. And half double in that third chain from the hook. And half double in the next chain. And again half double in the next chain. So if you notice, we have the right side facing from row 2 down here, these 2 clusters here, and our current row is right side facing. So when we turn or flip our work, we now have the wrong side facing from the previous row. So that's another thing you can watch for. Okay. If you can't find your chain 2 space, you can use your finger and your thumb to kind of set that up for you. Alright, so let me start again. I've done my first cluster of row 3. We're going to turn or flip your work, line up your stitches or your clusters, find your chain 2 space, insert your hook in the chain 2 space, and slip stitch, connecting your rows together. And chain 2, 3 half double in the chain 2 space below. There's 1, 2, and 3. Line up your clusters, find your chain 2 space, insert your hook in the chain 2 space, and slip stitch. Now here's how it's looking right now. So we've increased on the right hand side, so we need to do an increase on the left hand side. Otherwise it looks kind of lopsided. So we're going to chain 2 and place 3 half double in the chain 2 space below. There's 2 and 3. So a completed row, when you're increasing, should have a cluster on each end. Should look like little stairs. To decrease, we're going to chain 2 and turn and bring our work up, or bring our hook up to that chain 2 space and slip stitch in there. So now we're not going to be increasing anymore, okay? So we're going to be doing something different now. This is a decrease. Chain 2 and complete our 3 half doubles, just as normal. Everything else is the same except for the ends. Going into your next chain 2 space and slip stitch. Chain 2 and 3 half doubles in that chain 2 space. Line up your work, slip stitch in the chain 2 space. And now we're not going to be increasing anymore. We're not going to do that last one. So chain 2, turn your work, and now the wrong side's facing from the previous row. And we're going to slip stitch in the chain 2 space, bring our work up, and now we only have one more cluster to make. So chain 2, complete your 3 half doubles in the chain 2 space, slip stitch to the next chain 2 space, and chain 2 and turn one more time, going up to the chain 2 space above and slip stitch in there. And that closes off your square. So we started down here, and we did row 2, row 3 increasing, and then row 4 is a decrease, and row 5. So to count your work, or your stitches, we've got 3 rows. So that's how many rows that we did on the increase. And then we started decreasing row 4 and 5. I have a bigger sample here. So this sample has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clusters. So this is how we were working it, right? We're going back and forth, increasing on both edges. Okay, and then if you turn your work this way, I've got 7 clusters going across. Now if I start decreasing, then it's going to close up like this by decreasing on both sides. So when you want to know how wide to make your fabric, just measure one side of your clusters, and that's how wide it will be. And then after that, you won't be increasing anymore, and you will just start decreasing. So I hope that helps on sizing. I do like the half double crochet corner to corner technique. It is a little bit tighter fabric, obviously, from the double crochet corner to corner. So if you want to make something that's a little bit closer together, as far as not as big of a hole, then this one is something that you might want to try. I have another sample here that I would like to show you how to turn this into a rectangle. So I have 4 clusters made, and I'm going to finish my last cluster. And I'll have a total of 5 clusters going across. and I'm going to chain 2 and turn. And now instead of continuing with this purple, I'm going to bring in a new color so you can see a little bit different contrasting color here. So I just place it over my hook and finish my slip stitch with the new color. Okay, and then I'm going to continue to increase only on this edge and decrease on this edge. So I'm going to place a stitch marker. You could either put it over here to know that you need to decrease, or you could put it on this edge to know that you need to continue to increase. I think I'm going to put it on this edge to know that I need to keep increasing on this side. Okay. And we're going to maintain 5 clusters every time in the rows. Okay. So I'm going to crochet over my tail. I just have it placed across there. So 3 half doubles in the chain 2 space. I'm going to drop that tail to the other side and slip stitch in the next chain 2 space. And I'm going to just continue on. Okay, so now coming up to my last cluster here, I've marked my stitch marker to know on this edge I need to go up 1 more cluster. And then you could always count and make sure if you have the right number of clusters for your row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this edge it's going to start going straight, and then on this edge it's going to continue to grow. So to make another row, we're just going to continue down exactly the same way. I'm at my last cluster here. Go ahead and finish your last cluster for the row and slip stitch to the chain 2, chain 2 and turn, and then slip stitch into that chain 2 space on top. Isn't that pretty? So you would just continue in this fashion, decreasing on one side and increasing on the other side until your desired length, and then you would go ahead and decrease on both sides so that it would come back down and end like this side. And my last cluster, to close up the rectangle. So if you're making a blanket, for example, this would be the way you would do it. It would just be a lot bigger. Okay. So here's an example of a rectangle. It's a little one, but the concept is exactly the same. So I showed you how to make the square, and then the rectangle. I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial and learned a lot. Thank you for being here and crocheting with me today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my website at thepurpleponcho.com for more crochet, knit, and Tunisian crochet patterns. Have a wonderful day.